So let's talk a little bit. On stage, you use a variety of instruments, right? So do you usually mix up your writing process with different instruments? Because I've typically known you as a guitarist, but you know, is this a new course for you or something that you do usually?
Sometimes it's sort of an accident. I picked up mandolin once just because I had been in a guitar store waiting for a friend of mine to buy a guitar, and there was a mandolin that had just come in, as a trade, and it was there on the counter and it was mistuned, but I didn't know. I'm not a trained musician, so it was, the bottom two strings were a half step low. And I started playing it and I found, I started writing this song. And so I had to buy the mandolin in order to finish the song. So that happens to me a lot, where I'll start playing something that I don't know how to play, a bass, or in this instance, a kalimba. There's an African thumb piano that's part of the show now. And often it will be an unfamiliar instrument or tonality that spurs me to write something very different than I might have in my old comfortable tunings or guitar world. Even the piano is a little foreign to me, so often if I get stuck on the guitar, I will go to the piano or some other instrument, the recorder, just to see what happens and to jar up my brain a little.
Right. Do you use like alternate tunings and stuff too?
I'm almost exclusively using alternate tunings, mostly, again, because I'm untrained, so I'm kind of the product of my own limitations, but it's become kind of the way I sound. It's what I do, and I crave those dissonances that the alternate tunings let me find more easily.
I think that's cool because I could definitely hear a song and know it's you, even the guitar part. So I could see how that could kind of help inject your own vibe into what you're doing.
Yeah, I think I sound like myself.
Yeah.
It's been interesting. Over the years, I've had these theories about, what actually transcends and makes it to like the pop brain, and I have this theory that you just can't be writing an E flat. It just doesn't. There's something about the collective conscious that doesn't like E flat or dissonance or flat nines or like weird flat fives. They just don't want all that dissonance, and I keep throwing dissonance at the world. So I'm going to stay in my little dissonant corner here because the world wants G and D and C. That's my theory.
I've written an E flat. I don't know.
Really?
Usually with a capo, though.
Yeah. I think it's a jazz key, maybe. E flat and B flat.
So let's talk about your guitar for a minute. Why don't you
My
share
little baby.
real quick?
Yeah.
So tell us about this beautiful instrument you have here.
This is an Olson guitar made by James Olson in Twin Pines, Minnesota. He's a lovely, incredible guy, incredible luthier. I first heard about his guitars from David Wilcox, who said, you must go out and buy this guitar. So in the very early days when I was in the story, David was telling all of the folkies to go out and buy James Olson guitars. So everyone did, like Christine Lavin and Patty Larkin and everyone out, and now we're all just addicts. We can't get enough. It's just really, it's so balanced, it's so pretty. It's cedar on the top, which is fragile but so resonant and great, and keeps the moths away.
Does it have electronics in it? Yeah.
There's a little Fishman
Pickup. Okay.
Yeah, just a saddle one. I'm kind of old school that way.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried, gizmo and gadgets and fancy stuff, and I keep coming back to this and a tuner.
Yeah.
It's just like, number one, I'm old. I don't want to carry crap around the country anymore. I just can't keep, schlepping pedal boards and crazy stuff. I just want to bring a guitar, plug it in, and sing you a song.
It does make life a little more easy.
Right?
And maybe, we don't need it anyway.
Right.
Although it's fun to experiment sometimes.
This one, luckily, sounds really great with...
it has a nice
doesn't
resonance.
Need stuff.
Yeah. What strings do you use? Do you know?
These are John Pierce brass wound medium gauge, because I tune down to a C usually on the bottom string.
Right.
So it needs to be a big, heavy gauge.
Okay.
And
Well, good. We'll hear some wonderful playing in a little bit.